بسم الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. الموضوع الآن موضوع الآن معسكر الكشاف. من يعرف معنى معسكر؟
Scouting camp.
Camp.
نعم، معسكر مع الفعل. معسكر مع الفعل.
Muaskar comes from askari, police.
نعم، لكن مع الفعل.
معلم.
لا، فعل.
and sin kaf no.
قريب، close، قريب. عسكر. نعم. قبل أول الدرس 21. نعم، 21 21st. نعم. انظر إلى هزاء like spelling درس الهادي. الكلمة هذه ليس مؤنث. It's not feminine. مذكر. هادية بالتمربوطة مؤنث. 21st. الدرس الهادي وعشرون. الدرس الهادي العشرون. نعم. كلمة معسكر. نعم. كلمة معسكر مع الفعل
4-letter word maybe.
نعم، ممتاز. رباعي. كلمة رباعي 4-letter word.
Yeah, just نسيت الكلمة.
لا شكرا. عسكر يعسكر. معسكر scouting campaign police army. معنى كثير. معسكر معنى، لكن هناك معسكر مع ميم وضمة. معسكر مع القسم مع القسم اسم معسكر. مفعول لكن مفعول في الإعراب، لكن هو ظرف مكان. ظرف مكان. place of camping. معسكر. نعم. وبعد ذلك كشاف. نعم. هل سمعتن كشاف؟ الكشاف من زمخشري. كشاف، الكشاف. نعم. معسكر الكشاف. ما معنى كشاف؟
Scouting.
Camping of the scouting or كشاف. كشافة جمع اسم جمع كشاف. ومعنى آخر other meaning كشاف مثل investigator, discoverer, explorer.
كشف
يكشف.
الكلمة في المقطع.
نعم صحيح. اسم، لكن أي صيغ صادقة استمع جيدة. صيغ معنى which pattern. There are patterns in Arabic, if you remember the different type of nouns in Arabic, derived noun. من يعرف كشاف. كشاف ما صيغ الاسم. فعال. نعم. ما اسمك؟ ما اسمها؟ ليس اسمك. ما اسمها؟ فعال اسم مبالغة. اسم مبالغة نعم، اسم مبالغة for profession sometimes like حلاق. barber، حلاق. قال تعالى في القرآن إن ربك فعال لما يريد. نعم، فعال somebody who does it repeatedly. كشاف somebody who keeps digging and repeatedly discovering. He becomes an explorer, a discoverer. That's kashaf. And kashafa بالتمربوطة scout. And what does the scouts do? They discover, they look at things, That's the metaphorical understanding. هل هو واضح؟
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
أعطيني أعطيني مثال. أخت فرهد، أنت تعرفين أي مثال؟ اسم مبالغة.
كشاف.
في القرآن عندنا رزاق،
yes
غفار،
غفار
مناع، preventer، مناع، مناع للخير، معتد أثيم، في سورة القلم. نعم، ما شاء الله. These are called somebody who does it repeatedly, and when it's used outside Quran in a normal way, it becomes a profession or somebody. So halak, as I said, and then you have fallah mana farmer, peasant, and there's so many. Sonna means manufacturer, or basically somebody who does sculpting. Sonna. I think it's in Kassaf in this word. So anything with the fa'al pattern, Sadia, listen, remember this fa'al pattern. It means in Quran, it means somebody who does it, like Allah is Razzaq. Allah is not just Razak. Allah is Razzaq because He does give us rizq repeatedly all the time.
Okay.
MashaAllah. That's one pattern of it.
Fa'al. Fa'al pattern.
Fa'al pattern, yes. Fa'al, Fa'al. So I'll write it down. So it's a fa'al. Fa'al pattern. Okay. Fa'al means repeat or profession. Okay. Remember that. Very good. الآن اقرأ القصة بين أخت سادية وأخت فرهد وأخت عتيكة تترجم. So أولا أخت سادية اقرأي جملة، بعد ذلك أخت فرهد اقرأي جملة ثانية كذلك، وأخت عتيكة بعد القراءة من أخت سادية تترجم كل جملة. نعم. وأخت عائشة استريح نعم. تفضلي.
يوم الخميس ذهب أحمد إلى معسكري.
نعم.
مع فريق الكشافات.
نعم. وأولا يوم الخميس سوسي. يوم الخميس. لماذا خميسي؟ نعم، لماذا خميسي؟
because day of Thursday.
نعم، إضافة. وإضافة.
Okay.
Look, you see, they are not trying to teach you idafa rules here. That's why they've left the haraka empty here. Okay. But since some of you have some, grammar knowledge, it is better to just kind of revise. But as you see, from the language point of view, they're not trying to teach you idafa here. They're naturally telling you, yawma, if you want to make connection, you have to have an al. That's something they're showing you. Okay. If you want to say the day of Jumu'ah, day of Friday, Yawm al-Khamis, Thursday. So day of Thursday, Yawma. So day of Thursday means this Thursday, Yawm al-Khamis. Khamis, fa'il pattern. نعم. ذهب أحمد. تترجم من فضلك يا أخت فرهد.
Okay. On Thursday, Ahmad went to a camp with the exploration team.
فريق. نعم. هناك إضافة أيضا؟
Yes, because team of exploration.
Team of exploration, okay. So in English, we may say exploration team, and you may say Farik Kassaf. I want to make it Mawsuf Sifano. That's not how Arab says, okay.
Yes.
I went to the team of Farik, but in English, when you translate, it may sound. So look at the finer differences, okay? Because you're going to be making comprehension soon in your homework. You have to understand, without grammar, suppose, you need to translate, simply through translation, you see how Arabs would write it, okay? That's why translations don't do justification, even in modern Arabic, forget Quran. Now, Jumla Thani, تفضلي أخت سادية.
وصل التلاميذ مع المشرف إلى إلى إلى
إلى المعسكر. نعم.
إلى المعسكر. المعسكر جميل.
نعم جميل ما شاء الله. يا
فيه شجر كثير.
ممتاز.
ومل
بعد ذلك ومل
كبير.
ما شاء الله ممتاز. تترجم الآن. وأشكل put the حركة شكل وأشكل. فرحت.
Okay. وصل التلاميذ مع المشرف. The تلاميذ met with the مشرف.
لا ليس مشرف. ليس مشرف. مشرف.
Okay, sorry. مشرف. With the مشرف to the camp. إلى المعسكري.
معسكري. نعم. استمع جيدة أخت سادية. معنا مع كلمة بعد المع دائما always دائما بالكسرة. نعم. مع يستخدم it serves كلمة بعد مع بالكسرة. وأيضا إلى أيضا وكذلك أيضا. إلى is also like مع إلى وحرف جار. حرف جار. جار معنى بالكسرة. جار معنى بالكسرة للاسم if it's an اسم and there are jar with fatha but normal case مع مشرف في إلى معسكري. مع وإلى دائما بالكسرة. نعم. المعسكر جميل. This is a noun sentence. المعسكر جميل. Noun sentence starts with a dhamma always and معرفة it will be proper with al. And after that if it's an indefinite, look carefully, indefinite, there's no al. One thing, it will be the khabar because it's a noun sentence. Noun sentence will have another noun after it sometimes. If it's another noun, both will be dhamma. Okay, but this will be tanween dhamma and this will be single dhamma. Okay, is that clear? So it is mubtada and this is khabar. Okay, and that's it, sentence finished. Okay, and the way to translate it is the invisible is here. Yeah, al-muaskar is jamil. It is beautiful. Now, تفضلي أخت فرد.
فيه شجر كثير.
نعم.
In it had many trees.
In there many trees. نعم. لماذا كثير مذكر أخت عائشة؟ أخت عائشة.
نعم.
لماذا كثير مؤنث؟ من يعرف؟
كثير مذكر لأن شجر مذكر.
نعم. شجر مذكر والشجر اسم جمع. نعم. شجر اسم جمع. نعم. شجر وشجرة. ما فرق بين الشجرة والشجر؟
مذكر ومؤنث.
نعم. لكن في الترجمة شجرة معنى one
single tree.
One tree. شجر معنى tree. نعم شجر. لكن أشجار أشجار is many trees specifically. نعم. or trees in general. أنتن سمعتن فرق بين اسم جمع مثل الناس. When we say الناس, people, الناس is not الناسون or anas or the plural form. It's الناس. It itself means what? Many
people.
Exactly. Same thing you can say ra'aytu shajara, it means I saw one tree. If you say fihi shajarun kathirun, it means generally many trees. And if you say fihi ashjar kathiratan, ashjarun kathirun, it's also the same thing, but you can use shajar ism jama. Okay, but this ashjar, when we did tuffa wa burtukal, tuffa wa mauza, you know, when we have if you say a'tini, give me mouse, it means give me all the oranges, you know, bring all the oranges to me. Or if I say a'tini mauza, sorry, banana, a'tini mauza, that means give me one banana. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. اسم جمع نعم. اوكي. وملعب كبير. ممتاز. هناك قواعد نحو فيه شجر كثير. هو جملة اسمية. This is a noun sentence again, but everyone listen carefully. So when a noun sentence starts with a nakira, an indefinite, like a trees, many trees, a tree, okay, you have to bring the fi or ala or in any of the harf jars before it. You cannot start with shajaran kasirun fihi. You cannot say that, right? If you want to say a man in the house, okay, you say fil bait rajulun, okay? But if you say the man in the house, you can say ar-rajulu fil bait. Huwa wadih?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if this was al shajarun, we could put fi after.
Absolutely. Al-shajaru fil malab. The
Okay.
tree, yeah, or the al-shajara, a tree, fil malab. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. Very good. That's the exact difference. Now, تفضلي أخت سادية.
أقام التلاميذ خيمة كبيرة
نعم.
وعشر خيام خيام صغيرة
نعم. وعشرة خيام صغيرة. نعم. أخت فرد تترجم وأشكلي.
Yes.
sorry, I have a question. Sorry,
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Asani, Sur Asani,
No.
the verb wasala, tarjumi, wasala, tarjumi to reach.
To arrive. Wasala yasilu. Nam. Wasala means to arrive. At-Talamiz arrived with the manager ila Muaskar, and Muaskar is Jamil. Okay. So wasala yasilu. No? Wasala yasilu. Okay. Hamzatul wasal. Fit tajweed, we say Hamzatul wasal. Wasal means also connection. Okay. Okay. تفضلي.
Yes. أقام التلاميذ خيمة كبيرة. The students put up a big tent.
Very good.
وعشر خيام صغيرة. And they put up 10 small tents.
نعم. 10 خيام. ما هو الشكل؟ من يعرف؟ خيام. خياما أو خيامون أو خيامين؟
خياما.
خياما 10.
خيام صغيرة.
مع القواعد الرقم.
إضافة.
نعم إضافة. نعم إضافة بالكسرة وجمع. نعم.
نعم.
3 إلى 10. 3 إلى 10. 3 to 10. إضافة وجمع. نعم. 10 خيام صغيرة أو 10.
10.
ممتاز. وصفة. So Aisha pa and sorry, Sadia pa, Aisha pa, Atika pa. So Ashara will make it kasra because of the 3 to 10 rule, and Saghir is the sifa of this. Yeah, and this is muannas. Okay, Sadia pa, this is feminine because what? Non-human plural. You remember that? Non-human plural, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if it's ashjar or shajar, yeah, ashjar, specifically ashjar, then you put saghira. That's 10 small trees. Okay. If it's kutub, saghira. Okay. 10 small books. Aqlam, saghira. Okay. Okay. ما شاء الله ممتاز. هل هناك أي سؤال؟
نعم لدي سؤال. ذهب أحمد مع فريق الكشاف. The fail is fail verb. Verb, subject, then the object. Okay, that's how the Arabic is formed. That's what we learned in Access. But will it be wrong if I say Ahmad ذهب مع فريق الكشاف?
لا 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 هو صحيح أيضا. كلاهما صحيح في اللغة تكلم اللغة العربية ولغة الفصحى، كلاهما صحيح في معنى في المعنى نفس الشيء أيضا. لكن في القرآن جملة اسمية أحمد ذهب وجملة فعلية ذهب أحمد، فرق بينه هناك.
Oh, okay. Then in the Quran it makes difference, but for conversation it doesn't make difference.
No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran different times with the verb, like ma kafara Sulaiman. Allah could have said Sulaiman ma kafara. Why Allah used the jumla failure? If you want to go, then you look at tafsir, linguistic tafsir. Alhamdulillah. We don't say, Allah started Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. It's a whole jumla ismiya, right? There is no element of jumla failure. Okay. One of my understanding and from the tafsirs, linguistic tafsir, if Allah had used a fi'l, nahmaduhu lillah, then fi'l is time bound. Is it right? It has a past and a present. But Allah's hamd is not time bound. One thing, Allah doesn't need us to do His worship. We need Allah. And when we're all gone from this dunya, all the praise is still for Allah. That's why Allah started the book with Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. It's and then when it's Iyaka na'budu, when it's we asking Allah for help, begging Allah, then we say Iyaka na'budu wa Iyaka nasta'in. That's only when Allah used a fi'l. Okay, so that's a lot higher level study to understand that. In modern Arabic, ذهب أحمد ذهب نفس الشيء في المعنى. Same thing. Clear?
Okay. Yes. Now.
Should I explain? No.
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 Yes, you explain.
No.
It's actually too much Arabic everywhere.
I like that, too much Arabic everywhere.
It is good, alhamdulillah. You guys are very motivated. It makes me happy to teach, happy to take the class. It's because it's not for everybody, as I said. Okay, I cannot award you a massive diploma or something, but the fact is, what you're studying is not a big. Sometimes imams don't even know, and I have met imams. And from my intellectual honesty, I have met imams who says Arabic is my pain in my life, and they are imams. So you can imagine what comes out from Mimbar. It's all memorized topics, no deep understanding. You will learn a lot more than most average imams would know, I can say, inshallah. This book, specifically this book, is followed in Cambridge as well as Sheikh Akram's Cambridge Islamic College and Sheikh Winter's Cambridge Muslim College. I learned this book separately with Sheikh Harun in Liverpool. And you can see the book is also rare because they don't print many copies. Not many people read. If they read, they probably end up in just volume 1. They don't finish volumes up to volume 6. If you do volume 6, you'll have probably all the vocabularies you need. Along with that, we'll add classical texts. So, inshallah, it'll be a very good course. Now, أخت عائشة وأخت عتيكة. أخت عائشة اقرأي وأخت عتيكة تترجم وأشكلي. Okay, تفضلي.
لعب التلاميذ كرة القدم وشد الحبل.
نعم. أخت عتيكة.
لعب التلاميذ كرة القدم وشد الحبل.
عبلة. أين إضافة؟
لي.
نعم حبل.
حبل.
لا مات إضافة.
أظن فعل.
لا لا. لكن صحيح هي ظنت شد فعل، لكن كيف تجد how would you find or تجدين كيف تجد فعل أو اسم. وانظر إلى كلمة بعد ذلك. كلمة بعد ذلك الهبل. نعم. بعض الشيء some of it بعض الشيء من علم العربية، لكن عندما لا تعرف معنى الكلمة انظر إلى بعد الشيء بعد الكلمة. ممكن possible ممكن هو إضافة. Is that right? ممكن هو إضافة because if you make it فعل شد which is a فعل شد يشد فعل شد يشد هو فعل، لكن هو إضافة بسبب شد هو مصدر أيضا. شد يشد أو شد شدا شد depending on where it falls. وشد الحبل pulling of the rope. Now, so talami is playing Kuratul Qadam and what do you call it? War of tug or something? You just tug, both. Right?
Tug of war.
Tug of war. No. تفضلي اقرأي.
Me or Aisha?
أخت عائشة.
Okay. صلى أحمد الظهر مع التلاميذ.
ممتاز.
Ahmad prayed Zohar with students.
With the students مع التلاميذ. صلى أحمد الظهر. Okay. Sometimes they don't have to say صلاة الظهر. Okay. You can just say ظهر. Okay. Depending on the context. So look at these carefully. صلى أحمد ظهر. نعم. بعد ذلك. اقرأي.
Yeah, can you see the screen?
صلى أحمد. نعم.
ثم تناول أحمد طعام الغداء في الخيمة الكبيرة.
ما شاء الله. ترجمي.
Then Ahmad ate his lunch. His lunch, and then I had his lunch in the big camp, in the big tent.
In the big tent. Okay, he had it lunch. انظر إلى سورة big tent. خيمة. نعم خيمة. الآن ثم تناول. كلمة تناول معنى أخذ. Taking food أو taking a book أو taking a قلم أي شيء. لكن عندما تستعمل ثم أكل أحمد أكل معنى بالخاصة specifically eating. Right? تناول say do you take medication, right? You don't say do you eat medication, do you? Right? You say do you take, okay, or do you drink coffee, or no, do you take food? When you say I'm having food, you say I am having food. Tanawala means I'm having food. Okay. Tanawala yatanawalu bab mufa'ala bab tafa'ul. Thumma tanawala. You can use akala, no problem. Okay. But you see tanawala has many meanings. One of them is used with food. Ta'amal ghada'i. Okay. Ghada'i fi khamsa. Now thumma. Thumma bit tarahi. Thumma harf ataf. Harf ataf means it's connecting. This is a harf, okay? This is not an ism. Everybody listen carefully. So it is connecting, it is giving a tartib. It is giving the arrangement that after salah, what did they do? And, you translate, they prayed the dhuhr. And after that, if you say fa, how do you translate fa?
Conditional, it will be conditional.
Yeah, it will be conditional depending on the salah. Because salah Ahmed and fatanawala. It's like the one verb would be dependent that because they prayed, that's why they ate. That's one condition, right? And the other is
if they pray, then they will.
Yes, and the fa would be straight away because right after finishing bis sari, okay, bil ajal, it's quickly, so straight away they started eating. Is that clear? So these are very useful when it comes to Quran. Okay, summa and fa, the differences. Okay, so
Yeah.
fa and summa, and then what happens? What else can I add to this? Everybody understood. Tarahi means to delay. Okay, tarahi means to delay. Okay, you're delaying the process. And does it mean delay? It means it's after that. Like I went to the house, and after that I sat down with my family, and after that I ate dinner. It's not because you went to the house you sat down with the family, right? That's one condition is gone. Okay, so remember that. So fa, summa can be interchanged, but fa cannot be interchanged. Okay, you can say zurtu, Bangladesh, summa zurtu Pakistan, or you can say fa Pakistan, zurtu Bangladesh. But if you want to replace fa with summa, it will be difficult sometimes. Okay, some cases you can, but fa cannot be easily replaced. Summa you can easily replace, because summa can mean because when you use fa, because I visited Bangladesh, I visited Pakistan, meaningful, or I visited Bangladesh and I visited Pakistan. Okay, like
so summa, they can be a connection and or not.
Summa cannot have doesn't need a connection. Like dakhala mudarris fil fasl, fa qama talamiz. So the students stood up. But if you say dakhala mudarris fil fasl, and you say summa akhadha al imtihan, then he took the exam. See, you cannot have fa here because he entered the classroom. That's why he took the exam. You cannot have that. You can have thumma. But there can be if you make a mistake, people will understand what you mean. But look at how thumma is used. Because they prayed, they ate food. Can it be connected? There is no conditional. There's no dependency on each other, right? It's just a tartib. That's why you use thumma. Just learn from the examples. It's probably much easier.
That's
So
also the Ajahn, like the moment Mudaris entered,
yes,
the moment they stood.
I mean, if you say the mudaris entered fa comma talamiz or summa kola talamiz, you can use summa and people will think, okay, maybe sometimes later on the students. But if you want to mean that because teacher came in and that's why student rose, you have to use fa. You cannot replace fa with summa. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Like in our case, right? Akhudu al fasl. I take or akumu bil fasl. I take the fasl. Wa antunna fa'altunna wajibat. So you can use fa antunna, because I take the class. That's why you do the wajibat, right? It's a condition. Okay, but if I say I take the class thumma, then it means I have taken the class and sometimes later on you do. It's not dependent. Okay, depending how you want to say, you can, but fa cannot be replaced with summa because you have to have a dependency, really. But if you don't mean dependency, then use summa. Mashallah. Is that clear so far? Faratapa, everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
These fa and thumma, these harf are so complicated sometimes in Quran. So at least understand this level, then it will be easy for you, inshallah. Jumla ukhra, jumla al-akhira. وفي مساء رجع التلاميذ إلى مدرسة. mashallah.
Can you scroll the screen?
Oh, sorry, في المساء رجع التلاميذ إلى مدرسة. ترجمي لنا.
Then in the evening, the students return to the madrasa.
نعم. رجع التلاميذ إلى مدرسة. ممتاز. ما معنى رجع؟ return. Okay. لكن عندما أقول, when I say رجع, ما معنى رجع?
To revise.
Yuraji'u. Revise not just for studies, for anything else. Okay, you revisit the place, or you know, you can use revision for many things. So raja'a yuraji'u. Okay, this is family 3, bab mufa'ala. Okay, and raja'a, so your tajweed needs to be correct. If you say raja'a, that means the talamiz revised, but it's raja'a means to return. Okay, mashallah. هل هناك أي سؤال؟
لا.
La.
سننتقل إلى حديث. ما شاء الله. حديث الخامس عشر. الخامس العشر. 15. خامس العشر. وباب التطهير. Purification, cleaning. من يريد قراءة؟ من يريد أن يقرأ؟ من يريد؟
سأقرأ.
نعم، تفضلي أخت عائشة أولا. أخت عائشة جملة أول، أخت سادية جملة ثاني، وأخت فرهد جملة الأخيرة.
Okay.
نعم. عن
أنس بن مالك.
عن أنس. نعم. عن أنس.
أنس بن مالك.
نعم. نعم. عن أنس. نعم، ومذكر. عن أنس ابن مالك.
أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
وأخت
Ra'a. Arabia. Arabia.
نعم.
Yabulu fil masjidi fakala.
ikfi means enough. Okay, انتهي. stop. الآن تترجم. عن أخت فرهد تترجم.
From Anas ibn
نعم.
Malik
نعم.
that the Nabi of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Ra'a Arabia. He saw Ra'a to see.
نعم. See.
Okay,
to
he
see
saw.
also means ma ra'yuk means what's your opinion. Ra'a to see, view. Yeah.
Okay, he saw Arabia.
One thing. One moment. Okay. So ra'a is to see, but when you say shahada means you witnessed. Okay. So if you really want to mean shahada Arabia, it's okay. You can say witness, no problem. But Rasulullah, the Anas ibn Malik said, ra'a. So you see the uses. Okay. There is no why ra'a is used shahada. There's no hard and fast grammar rule in here. Okay. There's no rules really. It's how human beings speak. Different words are used, but meant the same thing. Or sometimes same word is used, meant what the speaker meant is you have to see. So he actually saw Arabia, an Arab Bedouin, an Arab man. Arabia is used for Bedouins, original Arabs. Okay, they're all Arabs there, but Arabia, a Bedouin man. Okay, an illiterate, uneducated man in terms of the context. Okay, go on. Yabulu.
Bala Yabulu. I don't know the meaning. What is it?
Good one. Bala Yabulu. Yabulu is to urinate. Yeah.
Okay. Fil masjidi, in the masjid. Then
No.
he said.
He said, who wants to read now? Okay, you, right? Atikapa, you want to read one line?
Yeah. The da'wah.
دعوه.
دعوه. Okay. حتى إذا
فرغ or فرغ. Yeah.
فرغ دعا بماء فاصبح عليه.
Okay. You know the word. Think what it could be. You know the word.
فصب
Mumtaz. Yeah.
فصبه عليه.
Sabbahi. Sabba is the verb. So sabba who? Alayhi. MashaAllah. Mumtaz. How do you like the haraka-free reading, the practice of it?
Yes, very good.
Yeah, that's our target, right? That's where we want to be. And alhamdulillah, it's just by making mistakes you learn. Okay, that's the only way. Okay, because you know an Arab child, he knows this is fa sabba. He doesn't need haraka. And when he goes to good school, he goes to good school and they teach him grammar, like any good school in Urdu, Bangla, or English. They teach you grammar of the language. Especially in Arabic, you need haraka. So the child already knows the word. All he learns is it bima in, or is it da'a, fasabba, or sabbu. Well, sabba is verb anyway. Is it alaiha, alaihu? He just learns that. So haraka becomes easy because he knows the word and he knows how to connect it to the next line. And you are acquiring words, and this is kind of your nahu practice. And mufradat of hadith. Hatta idha faraga. So translate Farataba, please.
Da'uhu, they called him?
Da'uhu. Okay.
Let him.
So if you say call, you would be udu'u. Okay. Udu'u. You need a hali. What is the verb of calling? Look here. Da'a. Right? Da'a.
Yes.
Da'a yadu'u. Da'a yadu'u. And if you want to say call, you say ud'u. Okay? Because tad'u, you take the ta off, you can't start as fi'l with sukun. You need the helper alif in Bayyinid as we learned. Da'a yadu'u becomes ud'u. But when you say, so what's this word? Da'u. This is a command. Da'uhu. Okay, it is a wada'a.
Okay.
The word is wada'a. Let me write it down. It's very interesting, this one. So wada'a yada'u. Wada'a yada'u means to let go. It's an amr. Okay, it is a command. Let him, leave him. Okay, is that clear?
Okay.
It's leave him. Okay, wada'a yada'u. And when you say da'uhu, means all of you. Is that plural? Da'uhu. Okay, all of you leave him. Don't bother him. Don't criticize him. Don't insult him. Hatta idha faraga, until
until when he left.
He left.
Finished with
He's finished. Exactly. See,
Okay.
farag means empty or free time, ne? Like waqtul farag.
Okay.
Yeah. But how does classical Arab use farag? Simply on the context you're learning, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Hatta idha intaha, you can say intaha, finish, right? But faraga, yafragu is also used. Very good. Okay. So look carefully at the application. Nothing else. There is no other simpler way to learn language. Just see, okay, why didn't Rasulullah use intaha? He just didn't. He used faraga. But can I use I finished my wajibat, faragtu al-wajibat? Maybe you can, but Arabs normally used intahaitu. So there is a finer difference. But rather than reading volumes of dictionary on finer difference, just pick up on the use of it. Okay. Hatta idha faraga, then
He called.
he called.
Okay, so with water, fasabbahu, then poured it over him.
Exactly. Fa sabbahu. Do you see the use of fa here, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
How would you feel about this fa now? Can you make a connection out of this? Because there was a purpose. Because he called, and the reason was to do sabba, to pour it on the water to clean it. You see how fa is used? Can you use thumma? Maybe you can, but it will mean sometime later on, but it will not become a condition of the da'a bima in. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I hope I could make it clear, because this is like ulama's matter to explain fa and summa sometimes, but I did my best.
Brother Karim, why is it tanween under bima in?
Ma B, because B is like ala. Ala min.
Yeah, but tanween we put a dub.
Yeah, tanween, because ma has no reason to be light. It's not idafa.
Okay.
Okay. If it's ma al zamzam, right? Then be ma'i al zamzam.
Okay.
Do you get it? If it's an idafa.
Okay.
In the call,
Huh?
لماذا أنا سي هذا اسم
Anas bin Malik. Nam, huwa ism. Anas bin Malik.
no أنا سا it's a name not so why it's like
Oh, because it's an Arab name. I know what you mean. It's not why Ibrahim. Yeah, it's an Arab name. That's in the Hadith. That's in. Yeah, it's an Arab name. Anas bin Malik. Okay. Mashallah. So it's a pretty straightforward Hadith. It's like Hadith of Fadail. It's a Hadith of character, Rasulullah some characters. Few things that are very important to learn from this Hadith. What have you learned apart from the rule? There is no rule in this. What have you learned? Give me your reflection on this.
patience.
Very good. Very good. So you saw something unusual. Imagine somebody comes to your house and they just urinated on your carpet.
Allahu Akbar.
I hope exactly. I hope it doesn't happen. So let me rephrase in a nice way. Somebody's kids, maybe.
لا أسأل.
Exactly. So masjid is the place, it's a place of tahara. It's Baitullah, and because it's the desert environment, people are used to just urinating anywhere. It's a wild open place and it doesn't bother anybody. Like in the villages of Indo-Pak, you see, as long as there is some enclosure, people can relieve themselves. And that's what the Bedouin did. But what did Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam do? If we have practiced this in the masjid, there will be far less fighting in the masjid, far less division in the masjid. That is the message. If Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had been angry, imagine Sahabas would get a license to become double angry, double criticizing. But Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam showed them a lesson. He's urinating in the house of Allah or close to the house of Allah. And he's saying, hold patience, leave him. If you actually try to give him a lesson of fiqh, hey, listen, you Brelevi, you don't know anything, right? If you say that, what will happen? He will bring more of his people, make big chaos, division, and that's exactly what real educated people would avoid. That this is not the time to give him a lesson. I'll explain him later outside the public eye. And we should all practice this. On the heat of the moment, we may all lose our patience, but that's why some of the places in Quran, Allah says that at this level of stress and anxiety, you can't hold patient yourself. You have to ask Allah that Allah give me the special patient. I cannot, as a human being, I'm weak, I'm frail, I'm faulty. I need Allah's help. That's why you go to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life, and we cannot be at his level, but take the lesson from this. Imagine somebody urinating on your carpet, how mad you will become. And he's urinating in the masjid, and he didn't say anything. Number 1 point. Anything else?
Hazur
Also,
basically taught most of the Sharia, I think all of it is by his actions. He wouldn't even, when we read about it, it's all what he doesn't even, probably if he didn't say anything, his actions were just enough for us to learn of how to handle each and every situation in life.
Absolutely.
Even here, he didn't scream, rather he gave him water, indirectly teaching him what to do.
Yep. And there's no further action on this, make sure he doesn't come to the mosque anymore.
No activity, no judging here. No. Subhanallah. Amazing.
And also, I think treating people according to their intelligence, because it's written that it's a Bedouin.
Yeah.
So, not expecting too much out of people.
I think that's a very good point as well. I have a life experience. I was going to Bangladesh and I was landing in line with what Faratapa said. So next to me, an American diplomat. I saw her passport, a diplomatic passport, and somehow she didn't get a place, or we didn't have business class or something. So she was flying with me in the economy class. And because, a lot of people who are not educated from Bangladesh, Indo-Pak, they work in the Middle East. So the flight from Middle East to Bangladesh, maybe I think I was flying from Dubai. She got so edgy and, she was throwing tantrum, these people are they don't understand. They're jumping off the plane. They're, before it landed, everybody, Aisha, so
Yeah, that's
before
exactly
the landing, they're all pulling their things down. And because I've been flying and Allah gave me probably a little more benefit of money than them, I learned from this from life. That I said to the lady, an American, I said to her that do these people clean the streets? You drive your fancy car. These people work in the 50 degrees temperature. Would you do their job? And if they have a degree and education, do you think they would be doing this job? And how do you expect them to behave like you, who lives in a nice place? Your food and salary, everything is ensured end of the month. And you see your family every 6 months, and they see their family every 10 years. How do you expect them to behave? I was very young that time, but because I became impatient to see my parents, and they don't even see their family 5, 6, 10 years at a time. So as Faratapa said, that I cannot impose my educated mind to somebody who's maybe more close to Allah than me, because of their honesty to serve their family. They earn halal rizq. They work so hard and send their hard-earned money, right? How do I become judgmental to them? Because of them, our haram, the haramain are clean. Do we clean the haramain ourselves?
No.
See?
No.
So would you do the job cleaning in that heat and then go back to a place where there's a subhuman condition to live? We wouldn't. So we have to, sometimes bear patient with them, with their ignorance, because Allah could have, we didn't choose this life. Allah gave us birth in this family. Allah could have made us a cleaner. So this is our Islamic understanding. So whenever we are with them, we have to, if we claim we are educated, we have to be the one who's patient. Did I say it right? You are more experienced and wiser and older than me, but did I say it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we claim ourselves educated, with our maids in our house, with the rickshaw pullers, anybody who is, not in a blessed situation like us, we have to be patient. And I say this to my family and everybody. If we claim we are truly educated, do our best to show that, as Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam showed. He did not try to teach the Bedouin. And there are many hadiths about the Bedouin, people say, Ya Rasulullah, and then they come and say, Ya Muhammad. Because they don't have that sophisticated.
And also we shouldn't down upon people who are, respect is, I think, the most important, no matter what the other person profession is, or, money doesn't get, I don't think money has anything to do with respect. Respect.
Most people actually relate that with money. That's the problem. Muslims and non-Muslims. Most people. It's a big problem.
Yeah, it is. May Allah guide us and may learn how to respect each and every individual rather than only,
Inshallah, teach this hadith to your family. Teach all the hadiths, and we will have an exam next week, a short quiz, a written exam next week. We'll have short quizzes and big exams. So hadith will be there. There will be 2 hadiths. One you have to memorize and write on your own. One you just have to translate from English to Arabic. Okay. So I'll give you 5 hadiths to memorize. Out of them, there will be 2. One fully memorizing, I'll say write the hadith of urinating now. So you don't have to write it verbatim. If you forget, just make sure you go close to the hadith. Okay. These hadiths, at least memorize 2 in each month. You'll have like 20 hadiths memorized already, inshallah. And as you see, this is teaching the fadail, the character of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, not just about somebody urinating. Do you know this Bedouin actually made dua later on saying, Ya Allah, forgive me, forgive Muhammad, and don't forgive anybody else. There's a hadith. Yeah, there's a hadith later on. So because obviously other people probably were a bit unruly. So it's not to learn the fiqh, it's to the love of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This dunya is too short. You will not get respect from everybody.
The character of da'i, the character of the preacher.
Yeah, absolutely. When you give nice nasiha to family, sometimes family is the first people to say bad things, really harsh things to you. Oh, you become a Maulana now, look at you, right? So don't take it to heart, because Allah has increased your level, not their level. And we were all, before Bayina days, we were like all random people anyway. Inshallah. Inshallah, sanantahi. We'll finish sanantahi dars wa akhir da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. سنقابل أسبوع القادم قبل الانتهاء. هل هناك أي سؤال؟
الامتحان أسبوع القادم يوم
قبل يوم الفصل، يوم الدرس